I'm here to talk about sorting, arranging data here. I have this spreadsheet here where we have a bunch of sales of real estate for the past year or two. We have about 600 or 700 records here, and I want to talk about narrowing it down. We have this in a table here, or I should say a data sheet here, spreadsheet. We have captions at the top here. That's a good idea to do that. First thing I want to talk about is sorting. Sorting is relatively simple. However, if I want to just alphabetize, I could just go onto the Home tab, and then I would click on Sort and Filter. I could say Sort A to Z. So you've got that there. You can also do a multi-level sort, which is really good. So if I'm doing this here, let's say I want to do it by type, and then I want to do it by, let's say, the date it was sold. I could click on Sort and Filter again. I go to Custom Sort. And it had the header row in there. Data has headers. So I'm going to sort by style. I want to add another level. I want to do it by date. Sale date, values, oldest to newest. I could say newest to oldest. And I could do multi-level sorts here by price and everything here. Depends on if you have like thousands of rows, you may want to do that. Say OK. It's done. So if you see the like the bungalows here, I have a bunch of bungalows here from June 3rd to July 8th, most recent at the top. You could do it either way. Next thing I want to talk about here, if you're going down on the sheet here, watch this, I'm going down here, woo. I don't see the row, okay? So what I want to do when I'm doing this, I want to lock this here, very easy. We click on the tab called View. You click on Freeze Panes. All you have to do is say Freeze Top Row. So that way if I scroll down, it works. I'm back at the top here. Next thing here, I want to talk about filtering. We've got some really interesting things that you can do here. Like let's say I want to find out just, let's say, the Cape Cod houses. You go onto the Data tab, and then I click on Filter. You get the thing here. I go into here. I only want to find Cape Cods. I uncheck this. Cape Cod. I say OK. So if I scroll down here, I've got a lot of them, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go in here. Let's say I want to find them in a price range, okay? Within a date here. I go into sale price here. And I'm just going to unselect all here because there's a number there. I go to number filters. And I could do this. I could say between, greater than, equal to. But if I do between, and I could say greater than or equal to, let's say, 150,000. And then less than, because I'm looking for mid-range properties or whatever. So it's narrowed down even more. As you can see, a lot less, okay? And I could go into here, and I could go into neighborhoods and different types here, multifamily. I could go into here. I could do it, narrow it down if I want to find, let's say, certain type of square footage. I can go into number filters again. Number filters. And then I could just say greater than or equal to, let's say, 1,500 square feet. So we've got that. Now watch this. If I do a count here, if I say equal count, and I go over here, highlight this range here, it's saying 47. Let's just go up here. There's more than 47 in here. You could tell that by looking at it. What you have to do here, okay? There's a formula, and I have this solution showing up here. It says equal subtotal. Watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to highlight this, okay? Copy this. I'm just going to go into here. Go into here. I don't want to do that, okay? You have to highlight like this. And I'm going to explain this in a second, okay? Equal subtotal here. I'll explain this in a second here. This is going to be the wrong number here. It's just saying 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's more than 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What it is here, I'm going to shut off the filter at this point. You have to have the entire range here. What I have here is it says equal subtotal. 3 means it's alphanumeric, okay? And then it's going to the ranges here, E6. It's not E6, it's F2. F2. And you want to go to the very bottom range here. We had like 600 here, and I'm going to change it to like 607. I might have a problem, but it's not a big deal. 607. I have a circular reference because I went beyond the data here, okay? Can't do that. Leave it alone for now. I will fix this in a minute here. I'm going to shut off the filter. I'm going to go to the very bottom there. As I said, it's going to 408. This is what happens when you do a cut and copy to help somebody here. We have a total of 814, but watch this. If I go back into the filter again, I have to change things. I'm just going to change this to, let's say, number filters, and I'm going to say greater than, let's say, 2,000 square feet. We have 222 houses greater than that. Now watch this. I want to just filter this down to a certain type of house. And let's go back to Cape Cod. I want to know all the Cape Cods over 2,000 square feet. There's only 28 of them. This is the beauty of it. It's going to give you the subtotal there. So if I want to find them all after a certain date, filter. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But if I go into the filter here, I go to the very bottom. 814. So you're getting the thing here where now it's saying 814 records, which is very bizarre. It shouldn't be doing this, but what it is, because nothing is filtered. So if I go into the filter here, E2 through F408. Big mistake here. It should be F2. Sorry. It's 407 records. I'm making some mistakes, unintentional and intentional. Make sure you're doing this here, and I'm going to do one last thing here. We go into the filter here, and I'm going to just say number filters. I'm going to say greater than or equal to, let's say, 2,500 square feet. We now have 54. Let's say I only want to find conventionals. We click over here. Conventional. We only have 4 of them. Okay? So we've done that. Now what I want to do here, I want to do one last thing here. I'm going to remove the filters. Occasionally you get duplicate information here because you're doing stuff here. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a sort here on the Home tab. And I'm going to say sort and filter. Just this one column here. You're going to see some things here where you're going to have some duplicate records here. And I'm just going to scroll down here. You will see some stuff in here. See this 315 Rowayton Avenue? It's a duplicate, okay? You want to remove them. And when you're going to do this, this is super easy. We click on data. We say remove duplicates. It knows everything here. What I would strongly suggest, have everything checked off. If you don't, and you have, let's say, you're doing something with names, addresses, at addresses. You might have, let's say, the father living in apartment 1, the son living in apartment 2. If you check off something there, it could cause a problem. I say okay. And it says here, we've removed 20 of them. If I go down to here, unfortunately we lost the subtotal here. I could put that subtotal that we did before, equal subtotal 3, the function, that's alphanumeric, okay? And then I could just go up into here, into F388 through F2. You can do the range in opposite order. So it shows that you have 387, and of course it reverses it there, so you have 387 here. If I were to, you could see, sometimes you might have the same address here. but it could have sold twice. That way you have differences here. That is it with these functions. Good luck doing your data sorts.